Of elections.
Oh my gosh, there is.
See, I segued. I see what I gave it.
Did you feel this when you came into the state? And we're doing this all, guys.
It's the Super Bowl of for news.
Right. Let me just ask people watching. If you're watching us on YouTube, my YouTubers, you know how I like to do it with you guys is just ask us some questions, make some comments. I got Richard here too. You want to talk about the New York City mayoral race, which everybody's talking about, not just here in New York.
Oh yeah.
You see the candidates right there.
Oh, in the
Zoran
suburbs,
Mamdani.
they're talking about it too.
You got Andrew Cuomo there. You got Curtis Sliwa there. And I think that, we'll take your comments if we can, if you get them in here real quick. If you have a question or comment, we're going to try to read those and get those out to you right now. Isn't there a buzz in the air today, though?
There is. Yeah, I think because I think everybody's wondering, how, you look at the polls and it's always like, all right, do we really believe this poll? Do we really believe this poll? The polls are tightening. It's getting closer as the election day approaches. Is it, I always say, I've never been polled. I don't know if you've ever been polled.
No, we've never been polled.
So that's what you wonder, how truthful that is.
But then we're probably not answering numbers we don't recognize.
Well, that is true. And that's, and then you'd hope that people are honest when they're polled.
Right.
But I think this is, at least between Mamdani and Cuomo, this seems to be anyone's race potentially at this point.
Well, and exactly. And I think the thing that's so interesting too is that there's a bunch of things. It's unprecedented. I mean, we had nearly 750,000 people show up for early voting. It's like the highest.
That's the thing. Yeah.
That's
it's
insane.
Such a turnout because people really care.
Yes.
And I've gone out. I'm sure you have too. And we do this thing called Pulse of the People, where we try to go into the 5 boroughs and talk about how people feel about the race. And it's usually in elections that maybe aren't as big as the mayoral election here in New York City, people don't necessarily say, oh, I'm going to vote, I'm going to vote. This time, every single person I spoke to was like, oh yeah, I'm going out to vote. I'm going out to vote. This
absolutely.
is very important. I'm going out to vote. And I think that it's translating into today, early voting and now actual election day.
Okay, here's YouTube.
Question.
All right, what are the vibes around polling booths compared to previous election days? Well, I think we're crowds.
They crowded. Yeah.
Crowds, and you see Curtis Lee and his wife there. They're voting. They're going through there. I think that the vibe. We'll really see what's going on later on this afternoon because Richard, how people show up. More, the in-person people come a lot after work, and then the New York City polls are open a lot later than a lot of other other areas till 9 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So people have plenty of time to get home, and that's because basically a 5-mile drive in New York during rush hour could take 2 hours.
Yes. So if you're driving,
with our traffic,
you need time. We'll see. Like when we finish tonight, because we're in the day shift. We'll go vote after work.
Exactly.
I'll vote in the suburbs, but you'll vote in the city. And then I think if you didn't do early voting,
I did early voting.
Oh, you did. Okay, so you're done already.
So
you don't have to deal with all these crowds.
No, but the early voting thing is going to be there's going to be a lot of analysis of it too, because afterwards there already is. But it's also because the early birds were a lot of senior citizens and a lot of walkers and a lot of were out there. But there were also, according to some of the reports and some of the analyses from the Board of Elections, the little that they let out, was that there were a lot of first-time voters who are being attributed as to younger and also to being motivated by Mamdani to show up at the poll. And then there's this 2 million number, this 2 million goal. Have you heard about this?
Yeah,
where they're like, let's get 2 million New Yorkers. Now, just keep in mind too.
I mean, will we really get 2 million? I mean, that would be
amazing. That'd be like the size of the entire city of Los Angeles.
I think if any race is going to do it, it could be.
It's going to be this one.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and the 2 million is significant because we were doing a story yesterday for the 5 o'clock news. So I was looking up all these numbers.
Yeah.
There's 5.3 million registered voters in New York City. So even if 2 million show up, that's like not even half.
Yeah,
right.
It's less than, but it's very, very possible. Another question: who will have the best election watch party tonight? Oh wow, that's
I'm gonna say I think we will. It's gonna be right here on Fox 5.
Yeah, we did. That's a good answer.
It's gonna be right here on Fox Local. Great answer. Yeah. Okay, we got.
Okay, so because we're streaming, right? So we start at 4.
Right.
And we go all night long.
We're gonna be going all night long. The party
on air.
It's on and popping right here on Fox Local and on the Fox 5 NY YouTube.
Party.
No, but I'll tell you
specific with the candidate.
But there's one thing you mentioned, partying. Okay, so over the weekend, and Mamdani, he's initially people were trying to dismiss him. He's a social media phenom. It's not. This is not real support. His
Yeah,
social
that's been
media
talked about a
game
lot.
and strategy is so much deeper than that. He had all over X during the campaign. If you want to volunteer, you could literally click on,
It's
get the
crazy.
locations. There's so many locations. He said today he had over 100,000 volunteers, but over the weekend, Richard, there's this thing that popped up on my feed on TikTok and on Instagram, and I'm hearing a DJ in a fairly small but packed nightclub is playing Mayor Adams' theme song, New York,
yeah,
right?
he walks out to that, yeah.
But Mamdani was there at the club, and everybody's partying. They have their hands
Of course,
like
Lisa
party,
would know this.
party over here. And then the
Yeah.
caption was the person who posted the caption was, "We need a mayor who can work as hard as we do and party until 2 a.m." And he was out there, but it's the fact of, he really, in a lot of ways, I think whatever happens, at the end of tonight, when we hopefully will know who the winner is.
Yeah.
He's changed the campaigning game everywhere,
He has.
especially in New York,
Oh
forever.
my goodness, forever. Yeah, I mean, he is. Oh, here's another one, Lisa.
Okay.
People are going to do watch parties even in Florida.
Really?
Wow,
Okay.
that's
All right.
crazy.
Are you hosting one?
Yeah, maybe we should fly down. We have time. We'll get there, right? We can get there in time for the polls closing
Yeah,
here
right.
in New York.
We're not going to be able to move from the building.
Wasn't
okay?
I reading that Mamdani did not vote for himself? Was I correct?
I don't
in
know
reading
about
today?
that.
He did. He voted for himself. Okay.
Of course,
okay.
I think he definitely had to vote for
Okay.
himself.
No, I thought there was something that I
But
saw.
his supporters are motivated, and it's and then you have this crazy thing that happened yesterday with President Trump, saying
I
you
saw
may not
that.
like Andrew.
Yeah. There it is.
Right.
He endorsed him. Technically, he kind of endorsed him. And I don't know if Cuomo really wanted that endorsement, if he felt like that was going to hurt him a little bit
Right.
here in New York, or not. But I wonder if there was talk about if he even wanted him to do that or not.
No,
If his
there has been
campaign
a lot
really-
of the political experts have been talking.
Yeah,
talking
but
about
if his
that a lot.
campaign actually wanted that,
No,
like
I don't
if
think they did, because they wanted to say, "Oh, he's the one that can stand up to President Trump."
Right.
But on the other hand, remember, he did during COVID, because remember when it was like a can of Lysol or hand wipes
Yeah.
were like this was the most difficult thing to find. The PPE, remember?
Yeah,
we're
they
like
did
going,
not get along during COVID.
But he fought with Trump and,
Mm-hmm.
and then was like, we have to get this PPE. Somebody had to go to China to get
Right.
it and bring it here for New York for all these first responders
But he
who were
did-
being
yeah, and he
exposed to
secured
it.
it.
Here's Cuomo voting. He voted on the, for those of you watching us in the New York area or who know the New York area, was voted near his apartment on the east side of Manhattan. This is a high school on East 56th Street in Manhattan. This is where he was voting, and he's just basically, he tried to get Curtis Lewa out of the race for a long time, which is another unprecedented thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
that he's
I
sticking-
can't remember any
staying
race.
in.
Can you remember any race
No,
where they go
no.
like, "You need to leave so I can win"?
And I mean, his answer was applauded by a lot of his supporters when he was like, "Well, tell Cuomo to get his own votes. He doesn't need mine.
Right.
Tell him to go get his own if he wants
Right.
to win." And a lot of people applauded him for that because they liked the fact that he was sticking to his guns and staying in the race. So it is, I guess it's either of those two games.
Right, it's
Mamdani
gonna
and
be
Cuomo. I
Cuomo
guess it would
and
not be
Mamdani, but-
Sliwa's game. I guess it would be a major upset, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, you never know.
I guess you never know, right?
It's
all
never,
the more reason to watch us all night, so you can find
But
out.
I think the thing that's really one of the things I think that's really great about this, I hope the in-person voting trend of like a big turnout, mirrors what we saw with the early voting turnout, because I think the bigger the turnout, the more secure people feel in what the results are. So
That's
it's
so
not
true.
like, right?
Yeah, because yes, I think that it adds to it. You
Yeah.
know, I don't even know what are the latest numbers out of the Board of Elections of how many people early voted. What was
We
the
didn't get
latest
early. We didn't give numbers for in person. Oh, you mean for the total
for
early
the
voting?
Total early voting
Was
wasn't it like close to like three-quarters
over
of a million, right?
750,000
Three-quarters of a
people.
million people
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
For example,
to come out in early
when
voting.
when Eric Adams, this is 2021, right? As you know, we're coming on the other side of COVID. 2021, there were over 100,000. It was under 200,000. So
is true.
look at that huge difference.
Well, maybe we're motivating some people if they didn't get out and vote yet.
Right.
We're motivating you to go do it today.
No, absolutely.
Exercise your right and do it.
No, absolutely.
Regardless of who you vote for, get out and vote.
And the
It's
Board of
very
Elections,
important. We'll get to that
they've
2
gotten
million
better.
number.
Yeah, they've gotten better with the voting and speeding the voting.
Yeah, it's
and
pretty
I think,
quick now.
Yeah.
You know, even if there is a line, don't get
It's
discouraged
moving.
by the line.
Right.
The lines now with so much early voting, I've noticed that the line. Yes, there are lines, but it's not as as bad as it was, when early
because
voting
it used
was
to be
not a
like,
thing.
what's your address? What's your
yeah.
ID?
Now
and then
it's
they're
all
going
electronic.
they're going through these books that look like they're out of a Harry Potter movie, like these gigantic books.
I kind of liked it though,
I
because
kind of
it was
liked
an
it too.
experience.
It
I remember
was.
as a kid going, and my dad would take me into the booth and we would pull the lever, and it was so exciting for me as a kid to just go and vote. So now I want to do that with mine because it's
No,
fun. It's like an
100%.
experience, and you're teaching them something good that we in our country have the right to do, which
you
is
take
so
them
great.
to a ball game, take them
Yes,
to Rye
or
Playland,
that.
you'll take them
Or
to
that,
wherever,
Playland, yeah, and voting.
wherever. And voting. I mean, these are
Voting's
all
an experience. It's an experience.